2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Alright, that should be long enough. Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today I am making a video on Assassin's Creed Valhalla, right? But not for the reasons you might think. The video is mainly going to be centered around the difference between Valhalla and Odyssey, and it seems like an odd topic considering, this game has come out a while back, right? But I've currently only just been able to, had time to get around to it to start playing it. And currently, very interesting, very fun, amazing. I love Assassin's Creed as a franchise, big fan, but there are some slightly annoying things about the game that I'll release to you very shortly, and differences to Odyssey. So, just to start it off, I guess, one of the big differences is going to be on map size, right? Valhalla has a map that is seemingly feels smaller, but is actually pretty large in totality if you look at it, right? But besides that, the map just it feels very, how can I say, it feels smaller from a perspective in itself, because you can't really see atop the hills. Like, you can get to high points, but you can't see out into the distance, whereas, Odyssey's kind of main trait was the fact that you could look ahead and have everything rendered for, like, in the game, miles technically, for us a few centimeters. The other thing that's quite nice about this game, at least that I didn't find in Odyssey, is your ability to, first of all, dual wield weapons of your choice. Secondly, they brought the shield back. Big fan of the shield, right? Also big fan of their, weapon choices here. I would like to get a one-handed sword though very soon. But besides that, the main thing is it's very interesting as a whole. It's very unique as a game, and like, most Assassin's Creed fans won't feel that it's what they want, but I feel like in this sense, it's the change the franchise needed to stay kind of fresh and bring in new people. Because this, I can admit, this isn't Assassin's Creed anymore. This is a story all on its own. Like, the stylization of the game, the method of play, to think that we went from, very linear type of hack and slash combat to a very focused RPG style combat. Something like God of War changing from a very linear game to becoming a slightly open world, very character focused, with zero camera angles that shift. Instead, now you're just kind of moving your camera around independently on almost every rock. That's kind of what this is like, and that's kind of what it conforms to, in a sense, if it makes any sense. I know I'm slightly rambling, but I'm trying to make as much sense as possible, because it's so hard to encompass how broad a spectrum this game is as a whole, and it's more challenging to really try and comprehend what it is if you haven't played it. For like the new people joining, I'm normally a guy who plays car games, but Assassin's Creed is like my second love as a franchise. And I would say that from the original games, I can definitely say I love both equally. But from the original games, like, I feel like in the original games, you just feel like so much more of a, I don't want to even use any strong words for it, but you just feel like an assassin, without much effort. Like, you can walk into any sort of, stronghold, and you can, like, take out 10 guys with your hidden blade without them having spotted you at all, while over here you're more restricted via landscape, rocks, different formations. Like, the bots as a whole, I would say they've stayed roughly about the same. I'm actually just looking for, let's see if we can go there. Maybe not too close, hopefully not too close. But as a whole, like, the game has stayed moderately stayed to its roots, not entirely. Like, there's a lot of Assassin's Creed elements that I feel they've meshed very well, if I may say, with the game itself. But there's also a lot of areas where you kind of walk in and you're like, ah, this isn't the Assassin's Creed I remember. I remember this being different. Which isn't always a bad thing, you know, nor is it always a good thing at the same time. It's very, it seems like a contradiction, which it is, but like sometimes it's good for change, you know, sometimes it's not so great for it. Huh. This is just opened. Again, like elements like this, like normally in like the old Assassin's Creed games, you weren't really able to access many houses. Over here you're given a lot more freedom to do as you wish, you know. As well as character design, like wow, I was genuinely shocked and surprised by how much you could customize your character in this game. Obviously I have the customizations off because I'm wearing some of the gear. But yeah, we got, you know, helmets, we've got masks, we've got other helmets, and now you have clans, you know, you've got your Raven clan, your Wolf, and your Bear, but those aren't the only ones. There's, I think, maybe those are the only ones, I can never remember. Hero is also Wolf, but superior. So, here's the Raven clan cloak, which used to actually look a lot different until I upgraded it, and an interesting thing about the upgrades is it now shifts the design of each individual piece, which is super cool, really fun, because it gives you a lot more variety in the long run of things to make a different type of set of armor while keeping one. So in a sense, like Odyssey gave you a lot of armor with no particular use for it, while this game gives you a very small amount of armor, but each one has different variations of style and customizations that you can add to it. I believe I've already taken this base. If not, I shall take it now and give you quite the interesting feel for what the game has become.
Earl Vigilant.
Something I have clearly noted. Okay, so first of all, they've brought back the ability to bring up your hood. I like the animation, I like the style and way that they've done. Super interesting. The difficulty is, they haven't given you dual assassinations from the beginning. Assassinations, wow, that was terrible. Assassinations from the beginning. They've kind of just given you a sword and said, go ahead, try and do something. Yeah, it does, you know, kind of leave you to develop a playstyle of your own, which could be a good or bad thing in certain scenarios. Like, yeah, you have a certain type of dual assassination, which I'll demonstrate now if I can. Spotted because that didn't activate. Okay.
Let's end this.
Right. And a stomper, which is another thing. The activate finishes, like, I'm not the biggest of fans about it. Having to focus and activate your finisher, like the automatic finishes were really interesting. Wow, this dude's just on my case. Also, oh, there we go. Dismemberment, definitely cool. I don't know how his body part caused that to catch light. That's interesting. Oh no, don't spot me. Okay, cool, you've got quick footwork. This part of the game becomes interesting because this requires a very careful type of playstyle that can definitely be hit or miss though. Because I am just playing with the sword. Headshot. Nice.